Okay, so now what we'll do is fire up the machine. Now that our computer's on, it's homed, it says idle, everything's on. We'll first talk cabinet placement. I just have mine off to the side right now, but the best place for these is if you do have a stainless steel table, is usually mounted to the table or a shelf below it or up on the wall. And normally you want it kind of in the middle of the machine, because you do have a couple wires on this axis here. And you just want them to kind of hang right in the middle. That way, as that goes, left to right, it won't get caught on anything. These wires over here are going to be stationary, and so are some in the back. Okay, so next what we want to do is kind of load up a demo program. So on the user interface, if you kind of scroll down to this open button, I'm going to go ahead and just open up this demo here. So I'm just going to double click it. And it's going to populate a bunch of numbers up here. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and go to start location. And then the machine should move for you. It's going to first go out, and then it's going to kind of bring down the nozzles. The nozzles go down a little slow. That way you don't have any crashing going on. If you do want that to go quicker, the more you run the machine, let us know and we can tell you how to overwrite that. But everything should kind of line up from here. If not, we would have to restart a start location, and we have many videos on that. But now what we could do is, because we are using the high-low pumps, we can't run the pumps with them dry. So the demos normally come with the fill volumes at 0, but you adjust your fill volume here. This would be pump 1 in this first box, pump 2 in the second, and then reverse fills for them. You also have fill speed and fill count. Then over here, this is a bunch of stuff for like travel feed rate is how quick it goes bottle to bottle. Nozzle feed rate, that's how quick it's going to go down into the bottle, which I'll kind of make that go quick for the demo here. So I'm going to put that to 5,000. How many rows? There's 6. Rows are always forward to back, and the distance between them. And then columns is how many, but since we're running 2 pumps right now, there's only 7. There's 14 total, but this would be row 1, or column 1, column 2, column 3. Then that column distance is 94. Then nozzle down distance is 5. That'll be the nozzle you'll kind of see in this demo. It's going to go down 5 millimeters. Nozzle up, we're not really going to mess with that one. That's if you want a bottom up fill. And then delay between fills is if you want it to kind of fill and then kind of wait a second. If you do get some drips or something, you could add that in there. But now what I'm going to do is just kind of hit cycle start. And we'll see this guy run. Right now I just have this bottle. We'll just kind of see it track. And what we're looking for is to make sure, when it comes over here, that everything's good. You can see it did go a little far. So we're gonna, this could also be the bottle. You can see that there's a little line there, so we'll just kind of double check it one more time here. This bottle's not really made for these trays. So you can see that one center, so that's good. So I'm gonna put it in another one here. This is kind of how we dial in trays. Thought I'd just kind of show this for the demo. So again, it was a little over. This time I'll put it all the way over on that side. So we are going a little bit. So what you could do to adjust this one is on your column quantity here, I could put this 94 to like 93.5. And then I could save that. And what it'll do is make it so it doesn't go over as far. So I'm just resaving the program. And then what I'll do is just hit this reset button up here. and home. Then the machine's just going to go ahead and go home. And then what you'll see is, since this column distance, yeah, we switched it from 94 to 93.5, is every time it moves, it's going to move a half a millimeter less. So by the time it gets over here, it'll be about 3 millimeters, 3.5 millimeters less over, which should make it pretty golden. So you can fine tune your machines. We dial them in pretty dang close, and then you can adjust them if you need to. But again, this machine hasn't been dialed in. I'm doing that right now, so it's going to ship probably at this 93.5 or 93. So as soon as it's done homing, what I'm going to do is, again, click this blue button that says go to start location. It's going to go ahead and go over, go down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change my fill count here to 7, just because all I want to do really is see that last one. And then also I'm going to skip 2 bottle. So I'm going to skip it to bottle like 4, just so it kind of speeds it up here a little bit. And this time I'm just going to kind of put everything in the center of that hole. Perfect. Everything seems to be tracking real nice now. So what I'm going to do for this customer is I'm just going to go over here, click save, and I'm just going to save this in here. And that's kind of how you make sure your trays are good when you first get a machine. Make sure everything's kind of moving right. Next up, we'll kind of go over setting up the hilo pumps.